The Green Hornet. He hunts the biggest of all game, public enemies who try to destroy our America. With his faithful Filipino valet Kato, Britt Reid, daring young publisher, matches wits with racketeers and saboteurs, risking his life that criminals and enemy spies will feel the weight of the law by the sting of the Green Hornet. Ride with Britt Reid in the thrilling adventure, Not So Smart. The Green Hornet strikes again. In a small, smoke-filled barroom frequented by characters of the Underworld, a steely-eyed, smooth-talking man known as Gentleman Harry stood at the bar talking to the bartender.
I was saying, Joe, that stretch I did in the pen gave me time to lay some plans to get the guy who put the police on my trail. Yeah, fill up again.
Sure. You mean you're going to try to put the finger on the Hornet? Gee, Harry, you'll be sticking your neck out.
Maybe so. It would be worth it to give that sneak what's coming to him.
Guess you know what you're doing. But you can take it from me. That Green Hornet ain't one to fool around with.
He doesn't scare me. Imagine me, known as the best con man in the city, letting a punk like that pull a double cross that put me in stir. Now it's going to be my turn, Joe. You wait and see.
Hey, Harry. There's a guy sitting over in the corner who wants to talk to you.
Wants to talk to me? Which guy is it?
Take a quick gander. The mug with the black hat pulled down over his eyes. Just off to the corner to the left.
Yeah, I see him.
He's been sort of listening to what you and Joe been saying. I've been watching.
Better watch out, Harry. Might be a copper.
So what? Soon find out what he's after. See you later, Joe. The waiter says you want to see me.
Yes, I overheard your conversation with the bartender.
So what? Why do you want to see
Sit down,
me?
my friend. I already know who you are. As a matter of fact, I came here hoping to meet you.
Oh, yeah? I don't get it. You talk with a slight accent, so I know you're not a copper. Where are you?
Don't be so suspicious. As a matter of fact, I have as much aversion to police as you have. Now, come on, sit down. I have something to discuss with you.
What's it to lose? Go ahead, talk. It's your party.
I know you're Gentleman Harry. I overheard you say you wanted to get the criminal known as the Green Hornet.
So?
My friend, Perhaps I can throw a job your way that will pay you well, and at the same time you can put the blame on the Hornet.
What kind of job?
We will explain that to you at the proper time and place.
We? Who else is
The
it?
man I work for has heard of your reputation as a smooth worker. He sent me to find you and bring you to him.
So he heard of me, huh? Say, how do I know
Of
you?
course, if you're afraid.
Afraid. I guess you didn't hear too much about me. But I don't just walk into the thing with my eyes closed, mister, that's all.
Perhaps this will convince you.
5 century notes.
Yes. And we'll call that $500 a retainer fee for your services. There'll be plenty more if you take the job. Will you come with me to meet my friend?
Well, okay, why not? I won't be the only one to be sorry if things are not on the level.
Oh, don't worry. You'll find the proposition a good one. Now, come with me now. You'll soon learn all the details. You'll get them from a man named Hemmler.
Well, my friend, I have laid out cards on the table. As I've told you, a man using the name of Lambert will be stopping at the downtown hotel tonight.
You want me to pull the job tonight? Get his briefcase containing certain papers?
That's right, Harry. As Hemmler says, it must be done tonight. Lambert will leave for Washington in the morning.
It is not necessary to give too many details, Gus.
Jawohl.
You two couldn't be foreign agents by any chance, could you?
Harry, let me warn you. It isn't safe for you to be too smart in what you think.
Skip it, Gus. What difference does it make to me what you are, as long as you pay up when the time comes?
Good. I think we will get along very well, my friend. As a matter of fact, Lambert is a diplomatic courier. He'll suspect he's being watched.
Yes. That's why it will take a smooth worker like yourself, Harry, to get to him.
I'll get to him. Don't worry.
Good. Oh, one more thing.
What's that?
Here's a mess. And the genuine Green Hornet seal, which was left at the hideout of one of our agents some time ago as a warning.
Unfortunately, he laughed about it and gave it to Gus. Later, he made a deal with the Hornet and was led into a trap.
When I overheard you mention getting even with the Hornet, I thought of this. You can overpower Lambert, get the briefcase, and then leave the seal.
The Green Hornet will get the blame. Perfect.
Now get into Lambert's room. Let him see you with his mask on. Then knock him out temporarily and leave the seal. Bring the papers back here. He'll swear he was attacked by the Hornet.
This is the chance I've been waiting for. That Hornet will be sorry he ever pulled a quick one on Gentleman Harry. You can bet on that.
Who's there? I didn't order any ice water. Oh, very well.
This gun will go off if you make one sound. Get back inside.
No,
Go on.
You're masked. What's the meaning of this?
You ever heard of the Green Hornet, Lambert?
The Green Hornet? Yes, but...
I see you have. And I've had orders to come here, knock you out, and get your briefcase, which I see on the desk there.
So that's it. I might have known. But if you think you'll get away with this, you're crazy. I won't stand by and
No,
see
my
you-
friend, you won't stand by and see me take it. Because you won't be conscious when I do.
I'll settle with you.
Hold it. Take your hand away from that drawer. That's better. I planned that a certain party will be blamed for this. I decided he might as well be blamed for murder.
No. No, you wouldn't dare to...
Reid's apartment?
Hello, Kato. This is Mike Axford. Is Reid there?
Just a minute, Mr. Axford. It's for you, Mr. Britt.
Axford, tell him it's after 10 o'clock, and I plan to get to bed early for his game. Call me in the morning.
I tell him. Hello, Mr. Britt. Say you call in the morning.
Call in the morning, did he say? And me calling to tell him some big news. How does he expect to run the newspaper, I'd like to know, sleeping when big things are popping? Showing if it's all bad.
But, Mr. Axford, you don't understand.
I might as well talk to him.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Axford. What's the trouble?
Oh, hello, Reid. I was just telling Kato.
Yeah, I could hear what you were telling Kato.
Oh, you could, huh? Well, you see, Reid, it's about a scoop I just phoned into the Daily Sentinel. A guy's been murdered at the downtown hotel.
Murder, huh? Well, congratulations on getting the lead on it, Axford.
Soon I didn't call just for that, Reid. Sarge says the guy was identified as a diplomatic messenger named Dave Lambert. He was carrying important papers.
Really?
Sure. And that ain't all, Reid. They know who done it. It was the work of the Green Hornet.
Green Hornet. How do they know?
They found the Green Hornet seal stuck right in the guy's hand, Reid. That's how.
I see. Seems strange the Hornet would commit murder and then leave evidence like that behind.
You don't know that Hornet like I do, Reid. It's just what a nervy guy like him would do. Anyhow, they got a report he was seen in that vicinity around the time of the murder.
They received a report, you say?
Yeah, some guy phoned into headquarters just before the news was released.
Well, it does look bad for the Hornet.
You said it. He done it all right, and they're out to get him this time.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Well, if you get any more reports, call me, regardless of the time, Axford.
And I will, Reid. I knew you'd be interested.
I'm very much interested, Axford. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Goodbye.
So long, Reid.
Axford, say someone gave evidence that Hornet committed murder, Mr. Britt?
Yes, Kato, a diplomatic courier named David Lambert was murdered, and the police found a Hornet seal in his hand. Also, someone phoned in and said he saw the Hornet in the vicinity.
Then police convinced the Hornet is guilty?
So Axford says. Personally, I don't think they'd underrate the Hornet to that extent. I want to phone Sergeant Burke at headquarters and get his version.
It seemed like someone tried to make out that Hornet not only murderer, but also working with spies.
That's right, Kato. Whoever it was certainly didn't use good judgment. He should have known that the Hornet wouldn't want... Oh, I'd like to speak with Sergeant Burke, please.
Just a minute.
Well, it'll be interesting to know just what the police do think.
Hello, Sergeant Burke speaking.
Well, this is Britt Reid, Sergeant. Axford just called me about that murder. He said the police were convinced the Hornet did it.
That's the story we gave to the press, Mr. Reid. But off the record, I might say we know the Green Hornet's too smart to commit murder and then leave his seal as evidence.
Mm-hmm. The way I figured.
Of course, we want the news to get out that we think it's the Hornet, though.
I understand.
Some guy who wouldn't give his name phoned in to say he saw the Hornet in the vicinity of the hotel. We traced the call to a bar room in a tough section of town. We brought the bartender in for a grilling, but we can't get anything from him, so we're letting him go for the time being.
I see. And you believe it was someone trying to frame the Hornet, is that it?
Sure, but that's off the record, remember. The guy who really did it must have been dealing with spies, and we're hoping he'll make a slip. Also, the Hornet might be one of the gang, and they're trying to pull a double cross on him.
Could be.
We're hoping to round them all up, including the Hornet. If we do, you'll be in for some big news.
I'll be waiting. Thank you for the information, Sergeant.
You're welcome, Mr. Reid. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What do you find out, Mr. Britt?
Just as I thought. The police are too smart to be convinced that the Hornet would commit murder and then leave a seal as evidence.
What else do you find out?
The police tip came from an Underworld saloon. The police are grilling the bartender. He hasn't talked, and they're going to let him go.
Do you think a bartender talk for Green Hornet, perhaps?
If he knows anything, it's worth a try, Kato. When that bartender leaves headquarters, the Green Hornet will be in the vicinity. Let's go.
Stepping through a secret panel in the rear of the closet in his bedroom, Britt Reid and Kato went along a narrow passageway built within the walls of the apartment house itself. This passage led to an adjoining building which fronted on a dark side street. Though supposedly abandoned, this building served as the hiding place for the sleek, superpowered Black Beauty, streamlined car of the Green Hornet. Britt Reid pressed a button. The great car roared into life. A section of the wall in front raised automatically, then closed as the gleaming Black Beauty sped into the darkness. continue our Green Hornet adventure in just a moment. And now back to our story. With Britt Reid at the wheel, the Black Beauty sped through the dark back streets of the city like a swift-moving shadow. Its smoothly purring motor responded to the slightest touch upon the pedal as it carried the dreaded Green Hornet toward the intended meeting with the man whom the police were questioning. It had been only a short time since Britt Reid had talked to Sergeant Burke over the phone. Yet he was concerned over the fact that the man would leave police headquarters before their arrival. Within a short time, they approached the vicinity of police headquarters. Britt Reid stopped the Black Beauty in the shadows a half a block from the entrance.
Black Beauty is safe here in shadows, I hope. It does not feel good with police station. They're in the middle of block, Mr. Britt.
It's late, Kato. It's after 11. The only light along here is up there in front of police headquarters. We can make a quick getaway if necessary.
We'll wait 10 minutes. The man not come out yet.
I hope he didn't leave before we got here. He did. Look. Someone's coming out now. He's coming this way.
He looked like Underworld type.
Yeah. I'll get out and go into that doorway up there until he gets nearby. Wait here. And be ready to leave fast when I bring him here.
I wait.
He didn't see me come into this doorway. Here he comes.
Look out! What's up? Get out, quick!
I know you hurt.
No, I'm all right. The man we came to question is dead. Come on, Kato. There's no time to lose.
Police sure to hear shots. They'll be coming soon.
Yes. Here's a car. I'll drive.
Yes, sir. Look, the police come out of headquarters, Mr. Britt. They see us pass by.
So I'll have to step on it. Be ready to duck to make lead fly as we pass. Well, watch it, Kato. Here it comes. Well, we made it. Now our job is to pick up the trail of that car.
The killer may be the same man who worked with spies and tried to frame Hornet.
I'm convinced of that, Kato.
Must hurry, Mr. Britt. You step on it now.
Well, it took you too long enough to get back out here.
Hamlet, our friend Harry here is not as smart as we thought.
Never mind the cracks, Gus. The only reason I drove all those miles out here to this place is to get the dough you two owe me. After all, I delivered the briefcase with the papers you wanted, didn't I?
Of course. But it was not smart of you to kill Lambert and leave that seal to frame the Hornet. He is known to be too intelligent to do a thing like that and leave evidence.
That's just it, Hamlet. If the police get a tip-off on Harry, it would involve us. You've explained that to him, yet he has again played the fool.
Hey, listen, you, I'm not going to stand here...
Wait a minute, Harry. Why do you say what you did, Gus? Didn't you get a chance to talk to that bartender the police picked up?
No. You don't even know, but he told the police.
You know very well I went there to pick Joe up and bring him out here. But when we saw someone that looked like the Hornet laying for him, well, there's nothing else to do.
What do you mean? What did you do?
The fool shot him down, that's what he did, Hamlet.
So what? If I'm not mistaken, I put a slug or two in the Green Hornet at the same time.
You are a fool. You've gone mad. What you've done may jeopardize all our plans.
I don't care about your plans. All I want is the rest of my dough. I'm getting back to a hideout in town, so I'm sure Joe didn't squeal.
Hamler, are you going to let him leave?
Of course not. He will have to go with us.
That's what you think.
Don't forget, my friend. You are a murderer. And we could very easily tip off the police.
Is that so? Well, don't forget you and Gus are a couple of spies, and I, too, could tip off the police, Hamler.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, it is best we stay together for our mutual protection.
Well,
When we reach our destination some 500 miles from here, then you will get the money we promised you.
500 miles from here. How do you expect to travel? If that bartender squealed, the police will be...
Forget the police. You see, we are always prepared for emergencies.
What do you mean?
In an old barn about a quarter of a mile behind this old farmhouse, we have a small cabin plane hidden. We've kept it there just to make our getaway.
Yes. We'll fly north over sparsely settled country. Once we get off the ground, we'll have no fear of detection.
But you can't land without identifying the plane. The authorities may even force you down.
Don't worry. If we think there's any danger of trouble, we'll use parachutes to drop over the wide, unsettled country to the north.
You guys think of everything, don't you?
Of course. Now, we'll take the car and drive to the plane. If the car's found later, it won't matter.
What about the briefcase there?
Or I've transferred the contents to my own case. That one has Lambert's initials on it.
Someone might find it here.
It won't mean a thing. You can't follow the trail of a plane, my friend. Come, Hamler. Let's drive over to the plane.
Kato, they sure let us a merry chase out into the country, but they finally gave us the slip.
We drive back to town now, Mr. Britt?
No, not yet. I turned around because I'm sure they must have turned off someplace back this way.
Well, they're ahead of us on a long stretch. But when we come around the bend, they're not in sight.
We're coming back to that bend in the road right now. You watch on that side for a crossroad, and I'll watch this side.
It's moonlight enough to see, but there not seem to be any road or highway on this side.
They couldn't have turned off into the woods because of the ditch. There's a dirt road. Hey, wait a minute.
You think they go that way?
Well, the fresh car tracks up in here. Well, they must have gone in there. I'm sure we picked up the trail again, Kato. And if we have, we'll have to be ready to face a bunch of killers.
Farmhouse, all dark, Mr. Britt.
Yes. Maybe they saw us pull in here. In that case, we'll be walking into a trap. I'll go ahead. You follow and have your flashlight ready.
Must be careful.
Yes. Let's go. And when I kick the door open, stand to one side and flash on the light. Now.
Room seems to be empty.
I'll soon find out. No one here. Flash the light around.
Oh, look. On table.
DVL on it. Kato, that courier's name was Lambert. This must be his briefcase.
Oh, papers not in it?
No, looks as though we're too late. The only thing we can do is get back to town.
Oh, listen, Mr. Britt.
It's a plane motor, Kato. The motor of a plane that's about to take off.
They come from back that way, seem like.
It must be it. They're making a getaway. Get to the back really quick. We've got to find some way to stop them. They taxied to the other end of the field. They turned around for the takeoff.
We're too late to stop them now.
There's got to be some way. If I could... That's the car standing over there. Kato, that'll do it.
How you mean, Mr. Britt?
I'll use their car to stop them. You wait here.
Look, they're starting. What you going to do?
I want to run this car into the path of that plane before it leaves the ground.
You'll be killed, Mr. Britt.
Keep your fingers crossed, Kato. I'm going to stop that plane.
Well, we'll soon be off the ground and on our way.
Hey,
Look in front of us. A car right in our path. Do something, Gus. Do something. Too late, Hamlet. We're going to catch.
It's not good. You must find him.
I'm here. Quick, we'll get them out of the cabin of the plane.
Oh, it's you. It could you not hurt.
Yeah, I jumped just before the crash. Hold the light while I open the door.
Here, light.
Wait, help me drag him out. Here's one.
I get other one.
There. I saw one more.
I help with him.
Put him there with the other two. There. Look, he's coming too.
Green Hornet. You're smarter than I thought.
So you're not so smart, killer. You're not hurt too badly to escape the chair.
They're in it, too. They're spies.
Save your breath and tell it to the police. How the other two can you tell?
Oh, they hurt much, but not die.
I recognize this heel. He calls himself Gentleman Harry. We'll take him up to the old farmhouse. We'll tie him up. The other two can't get away. And you can phone the police. Come on, let's get it over with.
Good morning, Reid. Sarge offered to drop in with me so as to give you all the details about them spies we got last night.
Oh, that's fine, Axford. How are you, Sergeant Berg?
Fine, Mr. Reid. Of course, you already know most of the details about what happened, I guess.
Well, just about. There's one thing I couldn't figure out from what Axford told me.
What's that, sir?
Well, Axford said the spies accompanied by that crook cracked up in a plane on the takeoff.
And so they did. They must have run into their own car in the dark.
What I want to know is, how did they get to the farmhouse where you found them?
Well, no, I haven't figured that one out either.
We have the answer to that one, Mr. Reid. You see, Gentleman Harry was well enough to talk this morning. In fact, he squealed all over the place. Seems the Green Hornet was to blame for all their trouble. He took him to the farmhouse.
The Green Hornet? Sarge, why didn't you tell me? I guess after murdering that poor diplomatic guy...
Axford, we don't blame the Hornet for that. In fact, we were convinced last night he didn't kill Lambert.
Say, now, wasn't a seal found on the guy? And didn't you tell me some guy phoned?
Sure. But we didn't tell you everything, Axford. Gentleman Harry confessed to killing that guy after one of them spies accused him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If Axford had his way, he'd accuse that Hornet of starting the war. And all that's happened since. The Green Hornet's wanted for enough right now.
Well, maybe he's not such a bad fellow.
Quit your kidding, Reid. You'd be the last person ever to know what a guy like the Hornet was really like.
Sometimes I wonder, Axford. Sometimes I wonder.
Green Hornet implicated! We all applauded Green Hornet still inside! Set the left street! Take fire!
These copyrighted dramas originate in the studios of WXYZ Detroit. All characters, names, places, and incidents are fictitious.